Shamans, we understand, cause we are the Tech Shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Cool.
And we are live because we had a countdown. And so we all knew that was going to happen.
You remember Garth?
Garth? Yes.
Wayne's World. 5, 4, 3. He starts laughing.
Okay, we're going to have an audience participation here.
Oh, yeah.
We want everybody out there to tell us which one of us is Wayne and which one of us is Garth.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So there you go. Let us know in the chat, in the message, wherever you want to
I know who
do
I
it.
want to be.
I'm okay. All right, so.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tech Shamans.
Oh, yeah.
We're flying. We have a missing man formation going on here because Adam's not. How was your weekend, bro?
My weekend was crazy. Went to the big steampunk show up in Mount Dora.
How was it?
At Renegers. It was nice. We somehow missed all of our friends that were there.
Did you?
Everybody
they
has
avoid
masks
you?
on. No, everybody has masks on, so nobody recognized anybody.
Right.
And then we get home and we see all these photographs of everybody. It's like, where were they? We were there. So it is that big a show.
I swear
that
we
you can
did
miss people
show
like
up.
that.
We really did.
Yeah, but I never even took a picture, so I actually have
Really?
no evidence. No pics didn't happen.
Wow,
Yeah. Well-
that's not like you not to take pictures.
Amy had never been to the giant antique barn that they have.
Oh, yeah.
200 antique vendors, and so we went there looking at antiques, and so
I wasn't
we did
there.
the steampunk stuff, went over, did the antique stuff, and that's how we missed everybody because apparently everybody arrived and left in the time we were in the antique building.
Wow,
Whatever.
It was boring.
Was
it that quick?
Have you seen that barn?
No. Oh, I know.
We walked into the barn at 11 and walked out at 3. It took 4 hours to go through it.
But yet they got there
Yeah.
and then just left.
Well, 4 hours. They arrive after lunch, do stuff, leave, whatever. But yeah, we seem to miss everybody. Neither here nor there. But that was Saturday, and then Sunday
Yeah.
Okay, fine, everybody. I stabbed myself in the leg with a scimitar.
you got to
Okay?
tell the story. This is awesome.
I collect sharp, pointy things, and
Yep.
I had this pair of matching scimitars that are beyond razor
And what are
sharp.
scimitars? Because a lot of people
Scimitar, the curved, Middle Eastern swords.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, these have a gentle curve to them, but they are razor sharp with a wicked sharp point.
Wicked.
And I had my pair of them sitting on the arm of a chair. And it was really stupid because I dodged out of the way because I didn't want to knock over my teleprompter in the studio, and my leg went straight into the blade, and the crossguard of the blade caught on the other arm, so it became immobile, and it basically I walked right into it, straight into the muscle in my leg.
Yeah.
It went in about an inch deep.
That'll get you going.
There you go. Yeah, that would be just about it.
Yeah. No, that's not good.
Yeah, and so it was. I mean, and the thing was, my bench grinder needs rewiring, and so my goal has been to take the edge off of it,
Right.
so that I can take it to my leather guy and have
Right.
him make me new scabbards for it because I don't like the one that came with it, and I haven't been able to dull them down, which I have to before he'll work on it.
Yeah.
It's so sharp. Anything he stitches together, he puts it in, it's just going to cut it.
Slice it right
Yeah,
up.
it'll slice it right up. And now I can vouch for what it feels like. I mean, I've cut myself plenty of times. I've never actually stabbed myself with a sword.
So you've never been
before.
stabbed?
No, well, not with anything sharp enough to go through, or I was wearing armor.
Right.
So I'm accustomed to that. But this was different. It's amazing. I mean, the first thing I thought was, okay, all that stuff where people get stabbed and they keep going, yeah, that's BS.
Any
okay?
cool? Any
You
cool
got to have a lot
old
of
tech?
adrenaline.
Any cool old tech at the in the barn?
There were some radios. There were some soundboards. I saw one. Oh my God, I saw this. You're gonna love this.
All right.
I said to my wife, I said, "Do you have any idea what this is?" She's like, "I have no clue." It was one of the old reel-to-reel inline editors.
No
with the
way.
light underneath.
They actually had one?
Yeah, for an 8mm.
Good Lord.
Yep, 8mm inline
I bet they
editor.
wanted thousands of dollars for that.
No, it was like $200.
Oh, I'd have bought that in a heartbeat just
I
to throw
know.
in the studio.
That's why I'm glad you weren't here. There.
I'm going
No,
back
but there's
next week.
all kinds of cool stuff there. There's like 2 or 3 camera shops. I can't say we did bring home a camera, but I can't tell you anything about it right now until after we give it as a gift, just in case somebody's watching.
Okay.
So yeah.
Am I watching?
No. So that was the weekend. Cool tech.
I'm watching.
Yeah.
Well,
Old tech.
we unteched.
Yes.
Kind of.
Yes.
Went camping.
Yeah. Well, steampunk is kind of on tech too.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Go
on
ahead.
tech.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went
Not
camping.
electronics.
Sat under the stars, watched the stars.
The meteor shower.
We were more trying to find Elon's.
Oh, cool.
More than we were anything. We did. Okay. Here's something kind of weird.
All right.
All right. So we're sitting there, right? And we're looking up, and so I see a super bright amongst a I thought was one. It's one of the end of the constellations.
Okay.
And it was super bright, and it was blinking every now and then. Blink, blink, blink. I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of cool, right? And then it stood there for like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It stayed in one place. Next thing you know, pew, gone. And I don't mean just kind of gone. I mean it was tracking just like.
Yeah.
I'm like
moving like a satellite.
Yep. But it was stationary for 20 minutes.
Stationary for 20 minutes. Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah, that's totally
Happens
normal.
every day.
Anyway, so we're going to jump into speaking of space and lunar. So this is we cover everything here. We cover everything from tech to so outer
Tech,
space.
science.
So Toyota.
Yes, the car.
Toyota is creating a lunar cruiser for Japan's Space Exploration Agency.
That is, it's 20 feet long and 17 feet wide. It looks like long, a long, narrow,
Right.
and it ain't. It's almost square.
Yeah.
It is for those who care, it is 1 foot shorter than Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Wow, that's...
Yeah, the original car is 21 feet long.
I was going to say, I'd stood next to that actual car. Right.
Yeah, a guy bought it at auction, and he had to sell it immediately because he couldn't fit it in his garage.
And you can't leave it outside.
No. So that was that. But you'd think he'd rent a warehouse or something for it.
To me, it looks like
this thing is pretty cool.
I know we were talking about what we thought it looked like.
Yeah.
Like from Arc.
Yeah. Arc 2 was a TV series, like a Saturday morning live action from 1975-ish. And so this is the Toyota, and which is very, very cool. But Arc 2, if anybody remembers, and this is the one with the solar panels, up, and it can go 620 miles on a full charge. That's not bad using next generation batteries.
Yeah.
Which by the time we need one up there, hopefully batteries will be even better.
So to me, it looks like a swole Pontiac Transport.
Oh yes, absolutely. The silhouette.
Well, I had the Transport.
Oh, you had the Transport, or yes.
Or the Silhouette's
the
more
silhouette,
round.
was it?
Yeah, the Silhouette's a little more rounded.
Yep.
Which I think is kind of cool.
Yep.
So yeah, and it has the run flat tires. So there is no air pressure.
Yeah.
Those are just.
Well, they don't need any.
I see all the lawn service guys.
Oh yeah.
The lawn service guys have these tires on their mowers now. No punctures. Yeah.
Yeah. And
no
you're really not
downtime.
worried about a comfortable ride when you're in 1/6 the gravity.
Right.
Okay, it's like you bounce, you go wee, bounce back down again. I
would hate to bounce too much. You never come back.
Well, you need to hit escape velocity, unfortunately, in order to do that, just like everything else. But do you have a picture of Arc 2 that you can throw up there? Yeah, that's from the TV series. And again, 6 wheels. You got that, ergonomic kind of space Winnebago design, which is really what this thing is. And then there's also one that was a demo vehicle that Rob was telling us about that was from a group in, was it Melbourne, who built this thing? Rob, can you throw up that photo? Because that's really cool looking. If you can find that one again,
Yeah,
I may be putting in
with Arc 2, you're waiting for Prince Lone Star to come out.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
All right. So,
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
But that's
it's
cool.
very cool. Yeah, yeah. Look at that one. Now that really looks
Now,
more
to
like
me,
what
that's
they built.
that should be that's
That is
badass
awesome.
looking, right?
There's actually that looks like the rover from Lost in Space. Now that I think about it.
Actually, it
okay,
does,
the new
doesn't
Lost
it?
in Space.
Yeah,
yes, yes. It looks very much like
Love
their
the blue
rover.
lights.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, what are you going to do?
I know.
There was an
Crazy,
article out
right?
last week that showed that they have the electric car platforms, and we really have to rethink how we're doing car designs because they're now just flat beds with
Right.
wheels, and you can put anything on top of them you want. So the entire design of the automobile, we look at it for things like this, but they really don't need to look like this.
Right.
They can look like anything you want them to look like, and that's that. And so, yeah, there's a lot of really cool things going on with vehicles these days where we're challenging the definition of what it has to look like
Right.
in order to be a vehicle.
And so, and our next story ties in. So when you're up there, you got to have Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah.
You got to have cellular service.
Of course.
So Nokia wins the NASA contract to put 4G network on the moon.
Yes, and
Now,
there's a
why
very good
4G?
reason.
Why not
Because-
jumping into 5?
No, but for very good reason.
Okay.
Because the people on the moon know that 5G causes cancer.
Oh,
Yeah,
got
that's what it is. 5G causes COVID. And so they don't want COVID on the moon. So no
please
5G.
do not put in the chat. It does not. We know it does not.
I mean, no, it's sarcasm. Is there a label?
Is it,
okay, yeah.
Is it because of the short wavelength that it won't travel as far on the moon because of less gravity?
I actually did not look into that because I was just going to go with the 5G thing.
That was what was
it.
funnier.
That was
For sure.
I would think there would be absolutely no issue because atmosphere inhibits radio transmission.
Right.
Okay, it deflects it. And so being as there's no atmosphere, it seems like anything would be good. I will tell you this, 4G may be all they need because without the interference, you probably get great reception any room you're in.
That's
God. The tower can be as
I'm in
far
the
away
dark
as you need.
side. I'm on the dark side of the moon. Can you hear me? Yep, I got you.
I got
Can you
you.
hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Black screen.
Right.
Okay, it just shows from scene to scene. It's like, yeah, we got them covered on the dark side of the moon.
Do you have a smartwatch?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I guess because I don't have one, I don't wear watches. It's
Yeah,
just
I know.
it's
Yeah, yeah,
we've been through this before.
You had a very emotional experience, yeah.
I almost lost my damn hands. So,
Yep.
so here's like 6 health conditions a smartwatch can detect
Yeah.
before you can.
Yep.
Which, to me, I guess, a sedentary lifestyle. Well, I don't need a watch to tell me that I'm sitting around the couch too much.
No, but your watch tells you to get up every hour in case you didn't.
What is? See, that's why I don't wear a watch.
Yeah.
And go tell me what to do, Mr. Watch.
Yep. Which is really kind of cool. I mean, and it wants you to do it like 12 times a day. Once you get up and move.
Oh, okay.
Because it tries to stop you from having and it doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, you're right. I should go refill my coffee. Don't care why you get up,
Long as
but
you
you've got to
get
be
up.
up for 60 seconds
Okay.
before you sit back down
All
again.
right. And
But
the
the
next
cool
one-
thing is
yeah.
it knows that you haven't moved.
Okay, well, my phone knows that.
Right.
My phone says like, dude, like you need to go do something.
Well, yeah, but that's an alarm you set. It's
It
different.
is.
It's
I tell it
entirely
to.
different.
Say- so the watch is the exact same thing. right?
No, the watch actually knows.
Okay.
That you haven't
So
moved.
the next
Yeah.
one is atrial fibrillation.
Yep. Atrial fibrillation
And
basically is
I
if
guess
your
that-
heart's fluttering, it's going to
It's
notice.
like, yo, dude.
Yeah, you need to go
Maybe
lay down.
lay down or-
call someone.
Now I want you.
Yeah,
Now I want you to become sedentary.
yeah. It's like, oops, opposite.
Get up. No. Sit back down.
Nope, never mind.
Yeah,
No, but what it tells you is you may want to call someone.
And then
is
the
not good.
another one is sleep apnea.
Yes. I don't know how it can tell that because mine's on the nightstand.
Oh, I guess you got to wear it.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, even when I wore watches, I
Yeah.
would not wear them to bed.
Right. Dittos. And I mean, the thing about the Apple Watch is when you set it on your nightstand on its charger, you can set it in so that it automatically goes into nightstand mode.
Right.
And when it's in nightstand mode, it's blackface. Okay, I mean, not that it's like, oh my God, Apple and
Really?
blackface. Yeah.
Oh my.
God, it's racist.
There you went.
No, but the
Here comes
but,
the emails.
But
Thanks.
then, if you tap your nightstand, it'll light up with large font, so you can see
Right.
what time it is. And then after like 5 seconds, it turns back off again. So it makes for the perfect bedside night clock.
We were, and we'll come back to this. We were at the home show.
Yeah.
The weekend before last.
Yep.
And they actually had a bed that, now we have a Sleep Number bed.
Yep.
Right? And I like my Sleep Number bed. Very happy with it. Other than this bed can detect if you're snoring, it listens to you. So it, instead of your partner, so if I was snoring.
So it doesn't elbow you. So she doesn't have to elbow you.
She doesn't have to wake up and put me in snore mode. Because you can control each other's side of the bed on the Sleep Number.
So it'll.
This bed automatically lifts you up.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
So what if you're a stomach snorer, which I've seen? Yeah, you're like, but
wake you up. You'll roll over.
So this bed, but the bed we were looking at also, it also detects sleep apnea,
Nice.
and it will rumble.
So if you stop breathing
For so long, it will hey.
Wow. I don't think I want my bed knowing that much about me. Is that just me being weird?
It is kind of weird because now, once a month, again, we've had the bed for a couple months now, we get these emails saying this was your sleep number for the month. I'm thinking to myself, okay, if they can know that, what else do they know?
Yeah, I mean,
because it's an app on your phone that's Bluetooth to the bed, which Wi-Fi's, right?
Well, if you start getting emails from Viagra, based on.
Hey, by the way,
we checked your bed
not
settings.
a great night the other night. Just saying. Yeah, no. And I guess the other one is respiratory issues, and it's O2 sensors.
Yes. Yeah,
your
which
pulse
has been
oximeter.
a huge issue lately. Okay, the oximeter, checking to see what your blood oxygen level is, because there have been a lot of people wondering that as they're going through the whole COVID thing. They're feeling bad. Gee, what's my box?
Yep. And then another one is that it can detect stress, which I guess it would already. If it's doing all the other, it can. So if you're not sleeping well, toss, turn, up, down, blah blah blah. In about bed, you're up, your movement, your heart rate's up, your heart rate's down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be at night. It could also be anytime during the day.
And I guess they got one coming that's going to do.
Yeah, because if you aren't moving,
right.
Okay, and yet your heart rate's going up, and it's like, wait a minute, something's wrong here. You must be stressed. Let's check on this.
Yeah.
And start playing soothing music.
And I guess they got one coming that's going to do diabetes.
That's going to be awesome.
That might be a meter, like they have those ones now that go like there. You can actually put your phone up and it'll tell you.
Yeah, but if they can do it from the watch directly, that'll be outstanding.
It can't take blood.
No.
I don't want to watch it go every now and then goes. Doop.
There is something coming along about that, and I can't remember what it is. I read it somewhere, where it's actually able to scan through the skin without taking a blood sample.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And again, we're getting around to, how much information do we want? Because as soon as it becomes measurable, it becomes available.
Yep.
And, your watches are connected to everything. And if you've got one of the newer generations that has, the phone connection, you're always, able to be, tagged and tracked, and which is great if you're going hiking or.
I guess.
My wife, when she goes out on trail rides, she puts the phone on the horse, okay, in the horse saddlebag,
okay,
and then she keeps her watch on. So if she comes off, she can still call for help,
right?
But the phone is now tracking the horse.
Oh, now that's pretty dang cool.
So you use the Find My Phone feature, from another device, and you can locate and you can find the horse. So that's her great contribution to equestrian science, which is why we got hers with the phone. Mine doesn't have it, but she has the phone on it so that she can call in case of emergency. So, yep.
That is absolutely. So I'm gonna put something in the messenger that it's actually in the messenger. We're gonna talk about what you want to talk about this morning, because to me, now all my guys from the hub that are watching, which they all disappeared. That's weird.
Well, it was me. I turned them off. Sorry.
You did. Oh my.
I do that all the time.
So, if you want to start, say you get tired of Facebook.
Let me set this up. There's a lot going on with social media right now, and there's a lot of questions about whether they are going to be running certain kinds of groups or certain kinds of messages, and there's a lot of evidence right now that things are going sideways. There's also talks that as groups have gotten bigger and bigger, that they're going to start charging for groups to send out messages, or if they're a sales group, they're going to charge people for anything that goes through, for a sale item that then sells through the marketplace. Facebook's always looking to monetize, and if you had said 5-6 years ago, hey, by the way, you're only going to get to 2% of your audience unless you buy an ad, everybody would have said, oh, that's crazy. Facebook lets us do it for free now until they have another quarterly earnings where they have to show an increase. And then, congratulations, your wallet is on the chopping block. But if you want to have a group that you control, that you want to have the ability to sort of have almost everything just like a Facebook, but have it on your own website.
Right.
So that your own members can go there. Now, we just set one of these up for a large association nationwide, and they wanted to have the ability for their members to network. And so we set this thing up, and it has been absolutely stellar because if you think about it, if you're in an association and you're saying, hey, by the way, trust us, okay, we're in here together, this is going to be private information. It ain't going to be private if you're on Facebook.
Right.
And you're using a Facebook group to do this stuff. And Facebook's not going to tell all your group members when something happens. They aren't all going to get an alert when something happens in their group. So what we have started implementing, we'd used it rudimentarily before, but this is our first really in-depth build-out in order to make it fully functional in a way that really mimics Facebook, with news feeds, with do your own posts, and it's called Profile Grid. But honestly, it is a phenomenal. Go right up to the top of the page on that, Rob, at the home page. Go to the home page, okay? This thing is just incredible. Scroll down just a little bit here, because with a lot of work, you get this kind of a look and a feel, and the messaging, the ability to friend people. But what's mostly powerful are the groups. Okay, and yeah, you can charge people to join your association.
Or it could be free.
Yeah, you can do it for free. Okay, people
so you
can just sign up and join.
Right. So we could start
your own Facebook.
Tech book.
Yeah, we could start Tech Book. Actually, I was going to call it My Face.
My Face.
But this is
Spacebook.
Spacebook, yeah. Spacebook.
The movie.
But this was it's a hard thing to set up, but once it is set up, it is bloody brilliant.
How much?
And it depends. I mean, the full tricked out thing is like $89. Okay.
A year? Or a month?
It's a year. Now you can go away. Was it 89? I don't remember. I can't quite see from here. No, 79. Okay, and that's the premium. The premium plus is expensive. It does a lot more, but you don't really need to go that high. There is a free version you can build out, but we knew we wanted to add in a lot of things that only came with the premium plan, and so we built it out, and it is absolutely stellar. And I mean, the $80, that is not the cost of this thing. It's the hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of setup. In order to make it do what you want it to do.
Well, still.
But that is, it is really incredible. And it puts that power back in your hands. You can set up groups specifically. You can have users be able to set up groups. So if they want to build a group, they can go ahead and build a group. They can put their friends in it. And they can then go ahead and when they put up a group message, within that group, they can tag that specific group. And everybody in that group will then get an alert that there's a message for that group.
Right.
And it runs just like Facebook used to run.
Right.
Only you own it. And now you own the client data. You are not asking your customers to go sell their souls to Facebook or Google or anything else. You own it and you can be trusted with it. And as this thing builds out, you have the ability, you can act as a moderator. You can go in and go, nah, we're not doing that on this site. Get that off of there. Okay, so that you can keep it as clean as you want. You can put in you can put in your own rules. And guess what? They don't have to be transparent. And they don't have to sound like BS, whereby, I don't know, you might say, We're not going to put anything in from hacked material. And then you take stuff off that isn't from hacked material, but you leave stuff up that is. I don't know. You don't have to be that way. You can make very simple rules that people have to follow.
Not that we're throwing it under the bus.
I mean, it's strictly hypothetical, of course. Sorry.
Twitter. Sorry.
But you can also do like what Rumble does, and Rumble says, sorry, we're not going to let you monetize anything with vulgarity. Your rules, your house, your rules.
Nice.
And that's really cool, because if you have an association or you have a store, let's say you have a game store, okay, and you want to build a community of gamers, what a great way to do it. What a great way for these people to control their groups.
Oh, you mean like the Nerdosphere?
Like the Nerdosphere. Yes, that is a possibility. But these are the kinds of things that you can have, that you can make right for your business. And if you've got an art gallery and you want to have people be able to talk about their art and put it up and have discussions with the community, there it is. If you've got a performing group, this is great for that. If you've got a sports group, a sports club. Can you go
live to it?
The one we built? No, because it hasn't been shown to the general membership yet.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. It still hasn't been unveiled.
Okay.
But these are all the kinds of things that you can then decide this is what you want to do, and now you control it. And once it's set up, it's not like you need a team of fact checkers hanging around. You can find those anywhere, apparently. You just go to your local political office and they'll sign up for you. These are all things that are open, and you can go ahead and build them and do them, and they're yours right now. And I love the fact that if you have an association or something like that, and you want people to interact, like let's imagine, I don't know, you had something with the initials RGB. Mm-hmm. What a great deal for them. That's a business networking group. And think about having your own business networking forum, or maybe the hub instead of being beholden to Facebook.
Right.
Now, here's one of the things. If you're using Facebook to attract business and you want to bring people in and you want to make it simple for your Facebook users, that's great. But if you have any kind of outside association that you are not reliant upon that particular social media to develop,
right,
and you want to drive people over, you can bring them over into your own forum where they can sign up, and it is just as easy and fun to use as Facebook. It's different. I mean, obviously, it's not the exact same, and you're not going to see the same kind of constant changes in your homepage. I mean, it's nice because it also gives you, when you pay for the upgrades, it gives you multiple designs for your homepage, so you can make it look like whatever you want it to look. Well, not whatever you want to, but you have your choice of these basic profile pages and what it can look like. It really is it's a powerful tool, and you can use it for marketing, because community, let's imagine you're a bookstore and you've got readings and signings, and you want to have what do they call, book clubs. Okay, you can host the book clubs right in your bookstore. This is ideal for all these kinds of stores, wherever you need people, where your customers like to talk to each other.
So you're basically building your own MySpace, Facebook,
You
Twitter,
got it. It is your own
LinkedIn.
social media platform for your community. It is a community platform.
That is pretty badass.
Yep. It really is. It really is. I mean, they can post images, change their profile pics. They go in, they do all this stuff, and it's. I mean, I was blown away by how much of the functionality is in there that is similar to other social media platforms. It's rudimentary in some ways.
Can you put video and pictures in it?
Yeah, you can put pictures in it. You have your own media library.
You didn't say yes to video.
I don't know about video. I know you can do photographs. Okay, I got to check. It may be you want to use YouTube or Rumble.
And
then just bring the link in. Okay, but all this stuff. I mean, it's not going to do absolutely everything. Oh my God, it misses this one thing. But think about what you're getting in exchange. Suddenly, your website is the place people have to go. And now, little secret for you, your ads can be right there.
Oh, that's
your
awesome.
services can be right there. What it is you sell and do, because you see, you have that great looking profile page there that's really, really awesome. You can put that on a page with or without the menu above it.
That is actually killer. That you could actually build your own group, your own. I mean, I'm
Community.
Yeah, I am like I'm sitting here going, okay, so with WeBeam TV, we could do our own WeBeam TV Facebook page. Well, we could call it WePage.
Yeah.
The wee page.
Yeah, it's a wee little
Inside,
page.
get it?
Oh,
It's a
laddie,
wee
it's a
page,
wee little
laddie.
page. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, to me, so then I'm not worried about someone not seeing my ad, someone not seeing my post.
Or worse. Because your group is so well targeted to certain audiences, competitors will buy the ads that are running on your group.
Oh, I could sell that.
I hate that.
Yeah, I know.
I freaking hate that.
Yeah.
Okay? That I'm going through all this work to create this content. Thank you, Facebook, for then putting my competitor on my page.
Right.
What a jerk.
Right.
Okay?
So let's take
this is
someone
your
like
page.
I know I've got some
you
people.
You can sell ads in your community.
So I know I've got some people from the Hub watching, right? So the Hub starts their own Hub book.
Yep. Hub book.
We'll
There
call
you
it
go.
Hub book, right?
HUBBOOK.
That's right. Hub book.
Hub book.
And so every member joins, and now every member is like, hey, they were going, look, if you want to join something that's really cool and you want to be a part of something where you don't get filtered, or and depending on how far you say join and then go on there, and next thing you know, everybody's on there. And what a great community thing. So like I got Huboween coming up.
Yep.
At the end of the month. You can talk about the Huboween, and then you start telling people all around you, go join the Hub book.
You know how when Mark Zuckerberg is live or something on Facebook, everybody sees it in their feed?
Everybody.
You get to be Mark Zuckerberg. You get to be the Zuck, and what you put in shows up in everyone.
And if you're live on YouTube, or I don't know if Rumble does live yet, but if you're live on YouTube, you could put that embed saying this is live, and then boom, they click on it and watch it.
Yep.
That's killer.
There's all kinds of stuff you can do. Okay? And so it is a marketing bonanza.
Heck yeah.
I will say this, it is a memory hog. It is a bandwidth hog. Okay, and so one of the things we had to do was upgrade the hosting,
right?
In order to handle it, especially the in-out. That was throttling. We're building it on a standard plan. We just had our butts handed to us. And when you maximize it, though, you can get down to like 3-4 second load times on the page. And but yeah, we had to move up to the $30 a month hosting plan instead of the $19 a month hosting plan. Oh,
geez.
But that's enough to handle hundreds of members, which is what we're handling.
That's what we're talking about after the show.
We might. So yeah, fun.
Go to the Wii page.
Just a Wii page.
The Wii page on WeBeam TV. All right, so let's move on. Dude, I am excited about that. If you want more information, just reach out to us. Text Shamans at WeBeamTV.com.
Yeah, we can help you set that up.
Well, if you can, or go back and watch the show. It's right in there. It's not like we're hiding it. We're giving you the information. So
yeah, we're kind of cool that way.
So back into space.
Space.
The final frontier. How to see the 2020 Orionid?
Yep.
Orion, I might start saying, meteor shower.
Yep.
Active now and peaking soon. So this weekend, that's another thing we were watching this weekend. It's several days. The peak is October 20 or 21st. Right?
Which is tomorrow.
So get outside and go look.
Yeah, and that's just the peak. Okay, so you are not going to visually know any difference between tonight and tomorrow night and the next night.
No,
Okay, but
you really won't.
especially if you live in Florida, forget it.
Yeah.
Okay, you'll just see the biggest and the best as they go through our haze.
Right.
But it has been pretty clear nights.
If you go over past Orlando and go like you're going to the East Coast, go back that way, there is a dark zone.
Yeah.
And you can actually probably have but that's if you have time to run out there and do it. If not, just look up.
Just look up. Yeah.
Go to the closest to the beach as you can get.
Yeah.
That's the better way.
Because at least half your sky won't have lights.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're going to see.
Yeah. No, it is. The meteor showers are very cool, but what's dangerous is when one lands.
Oh, well.
And that's our next story because the day before the election, one of these meteors that you're watching goes zing, zing, zing. And remember, the light is then burning up in the atmosphere. One of these meteors is headed In
Yeah,
in Neil deGrasse Tyson terms, it's headed right for Earth. And now, right for Earth on the day before the election. I mean, I love this. Thank you very much. But it actually only has a 0.41% chance of hitting our atmosphere. So why are we even talking about this? Okay, I
Because
mean,
it's
this
Fox
is like
and
getting
they're-
hit by lightning.
Oh, it's like, well, see, this goes to
because
show
it's
you.
2020.
Right. It's nothing. Everything's going to happen in
Yep.
2020.
And then they say it's
2021 is going to be like, huh?
Yeah, I know. It'll be
Something
like,
happened.
yeah, it's 2020, the sequel, you know? And as long as it's not like Empire Strikes Back, we're okay. But, which was better than the first one. So, which would be worse than the first one. That would be
Right.
really bad.
Yep.
But, you know, then they say it's refrigerator size. And I had a legit question. Are we talking like side by side or are we talking dorm size? You know? And I mean, as it turns out, it's like, you know, standard house size refrigerator, which means if it hits the atmosphere, you're never going to see it anyway. It's going
Ever.
to bust up and burn up.
Right.
So it's going to look just like everything else you'll be able to see tonight and tomorrow night, only you can wait 10 days and see what happens. Your
Well,
call.
yeah, I don't know.
Or 2 weeks from now.
So, hey, have this ever happened to you? You have a song in your head, and you just can't. You can't
don't
remember
know
who
what
did it.
song it is.
You don't know, and
Yeah.
you're walking around. You know, you're just singing it or humming it or whistling it,
Yeah.
right? Did you know? And I did not know this.
Yep.
That Google has a new feature that lets you hum or whistle a song, so you it help you.
This has been out there on other services for a couple
wasn't
of
it
years now.
Shazam?
Yeah, I think Shazam had it, but I have also, I swear I used it with Siri a year or two ago.
Really?
And, yeah, I swear I did. And it was funny, whatever the hell it was that came back. It was Siri or Spotify. I don't know. I use them both all the time.
Right.
But I swear I used it, and it was just absolutely useless for me. Now, if Google's coming out with it and they're trying to improve it, that's great. And then, of course, you know, whatever song you hum and they give you, you know, more than a 50% likelihood that it's this song, you will then, of course, see in your, you know, feeds and ads all over the, you know, you want to buy this album by Chuck Jones. You know, I mean, it's like, and there it'll be. But
And it's simple. It's simple. All you do is on your mobile device, open the latest version of Google app on your phone, right? And then click search a song button.
I have a 30-second video.
Oh, we got a video. Let's watch this
Cool,
real
watch
quick.
it.
Ah, come on.
What's that song?
They say, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me. Oh, 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 oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before.
That's cool. This has happened to me more times. This has happened to me during shows, and I'm going, "Oh, you remember that song?" It goes, blah, blah, and then I'll go, and then it just
The title is
It
just
goes.
not there.
it's like, where'd it go,
And-
man?
Yeah, I'm in favor of it. I love it.
Long as it works.
I actually have a trick for people who have earworms. If you suffer from earworms, I have found the ideal song to get an earworm out of your head.
Oh.
Lady Gaga's Bad Romance. It works. It's like Drano for earworms. If you got it and you just start humming it or singing it, okay, it's such a boring song that after like 2 times through, you stop. And the other earworm is gone until you try to remember what it was. I don't advise doing that. But yes, Lady Gaga's Bad Romance is the perfect song to eliminate an earworm. So try it. I dare you. Try it.
Dare-
And write us back
you're
to tell us
daring
how
people?
it went.
Oh.
And don't write back with, you know,
You're-
fake news that it didn't work for you, okay? Just because you want to argue with me. Because I'll take you to the mat on that one.
Take it to the man.
I've used it way too many times. Smackdown. I will delete your comment.
Oh, you
I
are
will
just-
shadow
You're
ban you.
mean.
I will.
You're just so mean. Oh my God, he's so mean. All right, anyway.
Yeah, but I'm good at it.
You know,
gotta go with your strength.
Microsoft adds an option to disable JavaScript in Internet Explorer. Why? Why? And it's a scripting engine. I get it.
Okay.
But it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I've.
Or is it just turning functionalities off on certain websites?
It's great, but the problem is so many people are running with stuff that mandate that in order to be a nice looking website. And so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but other than if you turn it off, it will save your bandwidth and improve your load times, okay? Because you're not having to load that software down. And so it can improve your search times and stuff you want to look at, but don't expect to be having the full website experience if you're going to start disabling stuff left and right.
Right.
I got, what is it, JavaScript is going to be unsupported.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to fall away. And that's going to be crazy because, I mean, all those government websites that still have it, or worse, the ones that will only run on, Internet Explorer, they won't even run on Edge.
And I thought that's
blows
what
my mind.
I thought that's what JScript was supposed to do. Is that was the handshake to let Internet Explorer still run, not if you're still. But I mean, I thought I also thought that this year Edge was just going to, when you update the next version of Windows, it was supposed to get rid of Internet Explorer altogether, and it's strictly just Edge.
That's what it is.
So.
Yeah, but the problem is you have to then go install Explorer if you want to use some government websites.
Yeah,
if you want to pay your sales tax in Florida,
yes, you
have to have Internet Explorer.
It doesn't like Chrome. It doesn't like
Nope,
Safari.
it won't have anything. It won't use anything. And so it will only use Internet Explorer, which is used by some 3 or 4% of the population, who, by small coincidence, are all people who have to pay their Florida sales tax.
Hello.
Probably just a coincidence. Right. I don't know. But if you got to keep your numbers up somewhere.
Maybe this is why they couldn't get the unemployment site in Florida to work right. Because people don't want to use Internet Explorer or Edge.
Yeah. Which, by the way, they have changed the pronunciation. It is Internet Exploder. That is the correct pronunciation of it.
Well, that makes a lot more sense.
Yes, it does. It's truth in advertising.
Yep. And speaking of Exploder. Okay, so we talk about this all the time. We love the fact that Elon's putting up all the little wonderful little satellites on there, but 2 huge space chunks of junk.
Yep.
Collided over the Earth. Now the problem, most people are like, "Oh, that's not a big deal." Well, actually, it is a big deal because once those two collide, then the others start going off track, and they get off orientation.
Everything is in.
Next thing you know, it's just a boo.
Yes, you're now gotten to the point where you can inject chaos.
Right.
And this Chinese booster stage ran into a Russian satellite, old defunct satellite or something. And these pieces of junk, whatever.
Was it?
It is now. And so the problem is, you're right, they bounce off each other and change trajectories. And as soon as you do that, you've now introduced massive numbers of variables into this system. And you can start a chain reaction that can just go ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, it's out of control.
And I mean, and the thing is, it's a slow motion car wreck. Because you're sitting there going, okay, in 2 days our satellite's going down. What do we do? Now, there is a Florida company that I know of who is developing thrusters that can be added to satellites that are already up there.
Right.
So that smaller ones can change directions. So they can move out of the way of something bigger coming at them.
Yep.
So, and it's a great company called Miles Space. And they've got an amazing plasma thruster they've developed. They've won awards. Their first satellite's going up on a NASA rocket in January. Great company, and but there's a rush now to try and mitigate the potential damage because you've got so many thousands of things all trying to float in the same kind of geosynchronous orbits around the most civilized areas of the world, and that's where you're running into problems.
Yeah, I just, everybody's like, oh, we're going to get in, a lot of the UFO guys, and I do believe that that there's people out there. I think that other civilizations all over, because it's just a waste of space, if not, right?
Yeah, really? Why can't we have it for?
Yeah, it's just us, Yeah. But who would come to a planet that's got that much crap around it?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? They may
We
not
don't
be able
even-
to access it.
Right. It's
They
not
may
even, we're not even just polluting the planet. We're polluting the freaking atmosphere.
Well, yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean,
and I'm not.
it's-
I'm not a. Though I'm not a global warming person. I think we're in global warming, and I think we're not helping it. But I think ultimately we are destroying this planet by just. We're a throwaway society now.
Yeah, that is. Plastics are the biggest threat to humanity right now. It's so immediate and so obvious.
Well, I was going to say
when you look
stupid
at
people,
it.
but all right.
You're going to say stupid people? Well, who's using the plastics? There you
Well,
have
I
it.
use plastic. I got plastic right here.
I know, but you're not throwing it away right
Oh
now.
Lord, no.
Okay, and that's the issue. And honestly, a lot of people think people don't talk about the microfibers
Yeah.
in your plastic clothing. I'm sorry, did I call it plastic? You call it polyester. Okay, but we are injecting massive quantities of these plastic microfibers into the environment. And as bad as the satellites are, it is nothing compared to the raw tonnage of plastics that we are putting into waterways and into the ground and the aquifers as we wash our clothes over and over and over again. And every time we do, it just leaches off those microparticles. And it's horrifying. And there's no filtration system out there for it. So it goes through the sewage plant, pulls all that stuff out, microparticles go right out into the bay. And then worse, it goes into your aquifer, goes back into your well, and now you're drinking them. And what is that doing to you?
Unless you have a reverse
is
osmosis system.
Even then, it's questionable
getting
because
through
it's
those?
plastic. Okay, that's really good for metals and minerals, not plastic. Okay, yeah, there are a lot of issues, with that, and it is an immediate threat. So if you can, try not to buy plastic clothes. There's a thought.
Oh, cotton's awesome anyway. Hemp's even better.
No, you want linen, wool. And wool is not as warm as that. Yeah, you can get thick wool, but you get thin wool, and that is nice.
Yeah.
It is better than cotton for breathability.
Really?
Yes, it is. Yep. I have. I didn't wear a waistcoat today. I'm sorry. I usually do, but I have wool waistcoats, and they breathe beautifully. They breathe better than cotton.
Well, that's what what they wore back in back in the day. I mean, yeah. So
Yep, it's good stuff.
So
All right.
So we're going to jump. You want to know why it would be a good idea to people to jump on that platform that you were talking about to do their own social media?
Why would it be a good idea,
Because the
John?
FCC is moving to regulate social media.
The giants, yes, they are, because they are more like public utilities. I was listening to a. Actually, no, I was having an article read to me today on that subject, and what I will select the whole article, and then just hit speak, and it turns it into an audiobook. And
I do love that.
And
That
I take my
feature is
shower
awesome.
or whatever and listen to whatever I'm supposed to be reading.
Well, after all
Yeah.
the censorship outcry, since you come after
yeah.
a whirlwind debate, that on Thursday, Federal Communications FCC Chairman Ajay Pai said that the agency will seek to regulate social platforms like Facebook and Twitter at the behest of the Trump administration's executive order signed earlier this year.
I mean, if you think about it,
I don't think it was caused
if this were an
Donald. I
electric
just think-
company, if this were an electric company,
yeah.
and they were saying that they're not going to put power into minority neighborhoods,
Right.
that's why they're regulated.
Hey, how about that?
It's like, no, you can't do that. And that is why public utilities are public utilities.
Right.
So that you can't decide not to, I don't want my workers going into that neighborhood. Well, same thing here. They're saying, we don't want that kind of message on our platform. Well, you're Section 230. Okay, so if you're Section 230 protected, you don't have a choice. And I mean, one of the points they were bringing up in the article I was reading was mind-boggling. Never in the history of humanity, no company has ever been able to say, yeah, we don't really want people to hear that news. You might be able to get through another source. There was TV, but something like 40% of people get their news from Facebook. And so if Facebook
Which is
squelches
sad.
something, and you know what? Only like 12% of people are Twitter users, but this is important because a huge, high percentage of Twitter users are reporters.
Yeah.
And those reporters are watching trends and reading news and looking for scoops on new things to report on. And if you're strangling what they can see in their platform, you are strangling what they will report on in their platforms.
Yes.
And so all of this control falling into basically three companies: Twitter, Facebook, and Google. Or Alphabet.
Well, and one of the biggest reasons is like, okay, so Facebook reportedly choked traffic for left-leaning news sites, including Mother Jones.
Facebook went for both extremes.
Right.
Originally. Okay, that was their goal. Then they decided to define extreme in a very peculiar fashion. Okay, that definition came to be anything that included certain, like pro-life stance. Wait a minute, that is now extreme? Who are you to define that as extreme? Okay, there are those on that side of the aisle that say the pro-choice stance is extreme, and yet that's not throttled. And so there was an issue there with how, when they did that was back in 2017, 2018.
Right.
When they were dealing with Mother Jones and the fact that Mother Jones was going, wait a minute, why are we being throttled?
Yeah, why is our
because
traffic?
some of your stuff was extreme.
Right.
Okay, and so it was a balancing act. Now it's like, they're really leaning in one direction. And Twitter has gone all out. I mean, forget about what Facebook did. What Facebook did was mild.
Yeah.
They were throttling you if you reported this. Facebook was shutting off your account if you reported on the Biden laptop story.
Right.
If you tried to share it, the White House is shut off. The Trump campaign is shut off, and the New York Post is shut off on Twitter right now. Think about that for a minute. Think about, and I love the fact in this article, it's like, switch the roles. If these media companies were saying, no, we're not going to carry anything that the Biden administration says, and we're not going to report anything from the New York Times.
Oh, there'd be riots in the
Okay?
street.
It would be insane. I mean,
Yeah.
Democrats would be screaming. And you know what I'm tired of? Now they've become the great advocates of business. Going, oh, they're a free market enterprise. They're a free company. They can do what they want to do. Well, you weren't saying that a little bit ago.
Yep.
You know, I mean, you pick a side and stick with it. Okay, and right now, the point is, these people have reached the level of public utility. Because, the report came back last week from the Congressional Oversight Committee saying that they have reached a point where no one can compete with Facebook. It is impossible to start a competitor that can pull away from their traffic, because they own you. And they own all your friends, and they own all your companies and all your groups. Everything you want to find, they own. And so they're saying, okay, they've reached that point where they are a monopoly.
Right.
They are an unassailable monopoly. We can't break them up. You can't break Facebook up. You know, Facebook Groups is one company, Facebook Pages is another company. That doesn't make any sense.
Nope.
No, instead, it's going to be regulated. And if they want that 230 protection, then they are going to have to
Open the ports up.
they're going to have to not censor perspectives that they don't like. Now, they're also doing this with foreign governments.
Yep.
If the Israeli government writes to Facebook and says, hey, we don't like what Hamas said, it disappears. If Hamas writes in and says, hey, we don't like what Israel said, they throw that email away. Okay, same thing with the U.S. government. I mean, if you're overseas and you're in a government that's contesting, your stuff disappears from Facebook. Why? Because America's paying the bills. That's what it boils down to.
Yep.
So, but
Well-
like we said before, if you just want to start your own community, we can help you with that.
Yep, absolutely. So, how do you know when you're out and about? How do you know you're on 5G, 5GE, 4G, 4T, LTE?
Oh, that's easy. I'm not.
You're right.
I mean,
No.
no,
So-
but I guess there is a new something coming out.
Yes,
for 12.
and it's Verizon's new ad for iPhone 12 introducing the 5G logo, but this one's unlike anything that's ever been out there. So typically you see the 5G and the 5GE,
Yeah.
or you see the 4 and you still see the 4 LTE.
Yep.
Now it's going to be the 5G UW. And the UW stands for the ultra wide platform.
Right.
So that way you know you're on true
5G.
Because I mean, there's been
Which
times.
honestly, I don't understand why it matters. Because you're on what you're on.
Well, they heard us complaining 2 weeks ago about I was on 5G.
Well, yeah, it said 5GE, and all you find out is that it's evolution, which means it's coming, but it's not 5G.
Right, it's 4G LTE still.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
But my point is, okay, raise your hands if you care. Okay, when you're out and about.
Raise some hands. I want to see.
I mean, look.
Get them hands up.
I
see one right there. Right there. I see one. I saw him.
That's your mug. It's a reflection.
Oh.
R2, put your arm down. No, but the fact of the matter is, it's not like you have a choice when you're out and about.
No, you
which
do
tower
not.
you're on.
Yeah, you can't say,
You
no, I
got-
don't like that tower.
Yeah,
I want that tower over
it's,
there.
It's not like you're at Wi-Fi in the mall, where you can go, well, you know what? I have the mall Wi-Fi, but I'm in front of the Apple store. Let me use the Apple Wi-Fi. It's
No,
faster.
it doesn't work that way.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
But that's Wi-Fi. This is cellular, and wherever you are is where you are.
Yeah.
Now, if they want to advertise that they have the widest 5G UW, which we're going to run out of space on the top of that board.
Yeah.
Okay, on our little tiny phones here, they won't even give me the percentage on my battery anymore.
I know, that sucked.
Okay?
I like that.
I know. I need to know if it's 50 or 52%, damn it. That I'm obsessed about, because that's something I can do about. But I can't do anything about the speed of my cellular connection. So why do I need to know?
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't. I just need to know how many
Only
bars.
time I care is when it doesn't work.
I just need to know how many bars. That's the only thing I can control.
Right.
It's like, wait a minute, I only got like 2 bars. Let me go step outside and see if I have more. Because that's something I can do something about.
Well, the phone companies are going to be fighting over you.
Yeah, because they want to be able to show everybody, more people across the country with us have the 5G UW than the other one.
stuff. It's better.
So the change you can make is to change carriers.
Yeah.
That's your change.
Because it's on right now. It's on like Donkey Kong. They're like, oh, you come to us and use us, we're faster. Blah blah blah. They all have the same towers.
Yeah, and
It's not like Verizon's towers are just Verizon.
No.
Everybody and their brother's on that stupid tower.
No, they're on the tower, but their dishes are unique. Okay, what they put up on that tower
Unique
is
up
unique.
on you.
And but aside from that, yeah, they're upgrading their dishes on all the towers. But you got to live in like downtown Miami in order to actually get 5G.
And with that saying, you know what? We got to go. Hey, everybody, if you got any questions, text Shamans at WeDreamTV.com. Call us, text us, whatever. Reach out. We'll answer your questions. We'll see everybody next Monday.
Take care, y'all.
We got the plans, cause we are the tech shamans. We understand, cause we are the tech shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Cool.